Have you checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. You can take 50% off your first daily or 3-day all-access purchase at WagerTalk using coupon code TRYWT. Our new roster of experts is 30 deep, covering sports from all around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is go to WagerTalk.com, choose a handicapper of your choice, and use coupon code TRYWT at checkout, saving 50% on your first purchase.
Yeah, wish I was. Hey, welcome in here, guys. It is time for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. Of course, it is powered by WagerTalk.com. As we wind down, guys, just a couple more games left in the regular season of the association. We've got a loaded card here tonight, though. Much to get to before we even can talk playoff seeding, juggling, a lot of things going on. But there are 4 games that caught our attention we're going to go over for you here tonight. And those games will include the Miami Heat right down the road here, taking on the Sixers. How about the Knicks taking on San Antonio? Portland taking on the Phoenix Suns. And we'll end up eventually Denver, Minnesota, in what should be a very entertaining game. And we're going to break down these games with 3 of the absolute finest. Nobody better here, guys. Why? Because Tony Finn's not here today. Instead, we've got our main man, Skee Profit, in the house here, as always, filling in for Tony Finn, who is actually has a GoFundMe for bail money right now. We'll get to that a little bit later. Tony Mejia filling in, though, instead in the middle. And, of course, hitting cleanup, there he is, Rob Veno. So, gentlemen, much to get to here. Skee, let me start with you, my man. Talk to us. Missed you yesterday on the show. How did you do last night, and what do you got going on at WagerTalk.com today?
Yeah, my favorite play yesterday won easily, Mavericks first half. But other than that, I had 2 losers, so look to step it up and do a little bit better today. I haven't made a selection yet. Doing a little bit of wait and see, doing the Rob Veno approach, probably go later in the day today.
Which means he won't have anything up till 3 minutes before tip-off. That's what he's basically saying. So plenty of time for you to visit Skee at WagerTalk.com. Tony Mejia in the house. Seen you all week, man. It's been a good week for you. Talk to me. How'd you do last night? What do you got up for tonight for us?
Well, the Phillies rallied for my 4% winner in baseball, and the Wizards couldn't get a bucket late in my 4% loser against the Hawks, so we finished a 2-point short. That was disappointing. But, basketball's been good, especially with the bigger plays. And now we're here. We're at the playoffs. We'll get play-ins on Monday or early next week, and it's time for all these teams to show up. I honestly don't know who's coming and going. I'm in the same boat with Skee in terms of waiting until about 2 minutes before tip-off to make determinations, and I think we're going to do that tonight with Miami and Philadelphia.
It's going to be a lot of fun here. We'll get to that game here shortly. Talk to me, Rob Veno, my friend, continuing to roll along in the NBA. It's been a hell of a season for you, Rob. Now we get the playoffs just around the corner. What do you got for us tonight up at WagerTalk.com?
Well, right now, like the other 2 guys, it's blank. But if Skee's going to release 3 minutes before tip-off and Tony's going to release 2 minutes before tip-off, then I'll go 4 minutes before and undercut both of them. Come get me 4 minutes before tip-off, everybody out there. Yesterday, Joe, remember when I was on with Brian and Teddy yesterday, and it talked about my Major League Baseball. I needed to buy somebody else's. That turned last night, 3-0 in Major League Baseball.
Nice.
That was a surprise. Hasn't happened that often, but maybe it's a sign of things to come. So we'll get everything up and available, up and loaded here within the next, 60, 90 minutes. Again, like the guys said, this NBA is tough. You look up and down this card today, and you can't tell who's playing, who's not playing. So we'll wait for info to come through, and then we'll release.
Yeah, guys, it has been the storyline all NBA season. Obviously, injuries, last-minute changes, trying to get a handle on what we can. Even more so right now, as a lot of teams are playing for ping-pong balls. Other teams really can improve one way or the other. But there is one game where 2 teams tonight, they do got a little juice, a little something to play for. Both of them do. which, of course, is our contrarian game of the day. And it's going to be not too far down the road from where I sit right now in the studio, that being the Miami Heat, going to be hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. And while this game was interesting, as it certainly opened up at one point, I believe, in a lot of places for the Sixers. Boy, that changed. Not only do I see 2.5s for the Sixers now instead of being a 1-point favorite, I'm also seeing +3s now in a lot of places. So Miami getting all the love, all the tickets, all the money at this particular point. They are trying to lock up that number 4 seed, I believe, while the Sixers are trying to do their part to solidify themselves. Talk to me here, Skee. We'll start. Sixers getting 2.5, 3 points in Miami. Is there any value in backing the dog here in this game?
Well, initially, I was thinking about Miami just because the situation that they're in with seeding and stuff like that. But seeing Jimmy Butler on the injury report for one, if he's out, I have absolutely zero confidence in Miami. And also, I mean, I think his name is John Clark. He tweeted out that Embiid didn't even make the trip. Like, he's not even over there. I don't know why he's game time decision. And that's probably what the market is reflecting. So with all that said, I know Philly hasn't been that great on the road, but they still can play without Embiid. And I've heard the players say that they want to end the season strong and want to continue to win out. So they need one more win to clinch number 1.
Yeah,
I think that they can get it here today, especially if Butler doesn't play.
So I think Korkmaz is active. Shake Milton probable, but Embiid, like you said, it still isn't his question with illness, but I don't think he's even here in Miami. So that one win will guarantee at least a tie for first in the Eastern Conference there, Tony Mejia. I know you got a little something up your sleeve for this game. So talk to me. Is there only one way to look here, and that towards where the market is looking, or is there any value at all looking towards the Sixers here?
No, I don't think there is. And, I mean, we're only going one way here. If we see Jimmy Butler in the lineup, Jimmy Butler will be the mechanism that inspires everybody else because he's playing hurt, and we'll go in Miami Heat. Otherwise, just stay away from this game. Embiid's not on the trip. I mean, Sixers have been solid on the road, like 20-15, and they're like right there in the mix as one of the top road teams in the Eastern Conference. But at the same time, like, it's often not without Embiid. I don't trust Ben Simmons at all. Tobias Harris is a great number 3, but when he's asked to do more than that, it gets dicey. So this is a Jimmy Butler spot. Period. If he plays, I think Miami shows up. They're in the mix for the number 4 spot. If he doesn't play, stay away.
So it's interesting. I mean, they can be as high. There's a logjam there, Rob Veno, as we look at this. Atlanta, the Knicks, Miami Heat. They want to get a couple of more wins here, obviously, and solidify maybe that first round home series there in the playoffs. Maybe it doesn't mean as much as it has in the past, but we've seen Philadelphia win without Embiid. What do you think their chances are here tonight of getting it done?
Well, real quick, where that 3-team 4 through 6 is concerned, Joe, it gets even crazier because the Hawks hold the tiebreaker over the Heat, should they tie. The Heat hold the tiebreaker over the Knicks, should they tie. And the Knicks hold the tiebreaker over Atlanta, should they tie. So, I mean, everybody's still after it for that 4 slot. Nobody wants to get stuck in the 6 and have to play, most likely Milwaukee in the first round. It's a little bit easier if you can avoid that. So I expect the Heat to play. I expect Jimmy Butler to play. They said he was warming up in the locker room in the fourth quarter last game, and Eric Spoelstra said he could have come back if they needed him. He got slapped in the face, but he expects him to play tonight. And unlike Kyrie, who had kind of the same thing, I think Butler will go in this particular instance. So with him on the floor, and that's just me reading between the lines that he's going to go, but I think he will. Embiid not on the trip. What hurts Philadelphia even more, guys, is Matisse Thybulle if he doesn't go. That's 2 of your better defensive players out of this game. We'll see if Thybulle goes. And I don't know if there's any rush to urgency to win this game for the Sixers. They need one win to clinch the number 1 spot. If they get one win, The worst they could do is tie with Brooklyn, and they win the tiebreaker over Brooklyn. So when you look ahead in the schedule, you see that Philly's next 2 games are against Orlando, and they're both at home in Philadelphia. So, I mean, I don't know why they would risk anything. It's probably why they left Embiid. Obviously, he's listed as illness, so putting a guy who's sick on a flight isn't really that good anyway if you don't have to. They didn't. We saw what they did offensively the other night. Without him against Indiana, I'd expect better. But goodness, that was a 103-94. They didn't even get to 100 points against the Pacers defense. I think they'll do better here. That's why I think the over is in play as well. I think you take those 2 defensive components away from the Sixers. Miami's been scoring great lately. I think 116 plus in their last 7 games. So to me, it would be a look both ways, Miami and over.
Just for
and they noted the over for Miami.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, too, as we look at the season here. I can tell you this. The Miami Heat, uncharacteristically, not good against the number at home here, guys, this season. 15-20 ATS at home, while the Sixers, just about 500 on the road against the number. So that is the contrarian spot we're looking at here tonight. Miami getting the love. Will the Sixers be able to come through in a contrarian spot? Sixers Heat tonight, guys, to start it off. We're going to move on to one of our featured games. Straight up the East Coast, let's head to Madison Square Garden, if we could, with the New York Knicks opening up. A 4.5-point favorite in this one, taking on the Spurs. I'm seeing 5s, even a couple of 5.5s popping up. I am seeing pretty much 216.5s in a number of spots. Not a lot of movement in the total. Tony Mejia, I'll come to you first here. We just watched the Spurs throw up all over themselves there in Brooklyn. A quick subway ride. Now they're at the Garden here tonight. So talk to us. Spurs trying anything to hold on to in that top 10 spot. What happens here against this New York Knicks team tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a wild ride for the Spurs this season. They've tried to do things where they rest DeRozan, play Lonnie Walker a little more. Rudy Gay's been a mainstay, but they obviously gave up on LaMarcus Aldridge. They're going younger. DeJounte Murray's getting his full stage to shine. And for the most part, this month, he's been fantastic. And now it's time to wrap it up. Now it's time to be the 10 seed, kill New Orleans, kill Sacramento, and win this game because it's a fantastic spot. Like the Knicks are coming off the West Coast, looked really good, obviously, in beating the Clippers, and we're right there with the Lakers. And you come home, and yeah, you're in the mix for the number 4 spot. But again, you come home off a long West Coast trip, and historically that is that's what kills teams. They've got other affairs to look after as they return home from a lengthy trip, and you've got a motivated San Antonio team that should be able to handle business. So this is take the point spot with the Spurs.
All right, liking the points, take it with the Spurs here. Rob, Veno, listen, there's so many different ways to approach this. We know how profitable the Knicks have been, against the number this year. Don't even get us started with the first half because I'm sure we're going to get there at some point with Skee still ready to rock. I can see the salivating on going on up there. But talk to us with this Knicks team. It looks like Rose, Bullock probable, Burks probable, Quickly is questionable. So there were a lot of question marks. Looks like we got a lot of probables now for the New York Knicks here, which is good. But are you backing the Knicks tonight in this spot?
Well, I mean, Tony hit on probably the best point where the Knicks are concerned. I mean, that was a lengthy West Coast trip. Those were games that the Knicks played all out in, every single one of them. The last one being overtime. It's a cross-country flight home. You only get a day off in between. So while there's motivation, certainly we just talked about the motivation of those 3 teams in the East, 4, 5, and 6. Whether or not they can win by, this isn't great margin. This is somewhat of a margin. Have to win by 6 points here to get the cover against a San Antonio team that, as Tony mentioned again, is looking to clinch that number 10 spot. The problem you have with San Antonio is they just can't play any defense anymore. 124 points allowed or better in 4 of their last 5, 49% shooting allowed or better in 5 of their last 6. So the Knicks, who didn't shoot it well against the Clippers, and that's like night and day, the difference between the Spurs defense and the Clipper defense. Even if you want to penetrate to the rim, the Spurs can't stop you. So I think that, 216.5 look light to me, Joe, where the total is concerned. San Antonio at this point in time can only win one way. They have to outscore you because they can't hold up on a defensive end. And the Knicks, 3-point shooting, now that some of those guards are probable rather than questionable, I think my opinion would have been a little different if we had all four of those guys still sitting as questionable. But if you can get a couple of them in the game, you'd really love to have Derrick Rose in this and Bullock. Those would be the two main ones. I think you can get an over here. 216.5 just seems a little bit low to me.
Yeah, it does. It's not getting a lot of move in the marketplace here, Skee. But talk to us, my man. Where are you going here tonight? Knicks pretty profitable against the number at home. San Antonio actually pretty profitable on the road this year against the number. So which way are you going to look?
Well, if the Kings lose one more game, I think the Spurs are locked in at 10.
Yep.
So I don't think they have too much more to worry about as far as like having to come out and win games and be motivated to do it. Like you can see them start to rest some players, et cetera, et cetera. And for New York, there's still a lot of movement that can go on over there. I do understand the flat spot coming home off the long road trip. I would be against New York if Derrick Rose was out, but you have him as probable. He's been like a main catalyst along with Julius Randle as to why they've been so good. And I would want Reggie Bullock in as well, like Rob mentioned, because San Antonio's defense has been so terrible. They're not defending the perimeter. And even with the bad performance versus the Clippers, New York is still the number one 3-point shooting team over the last 10 games. So if they have those guys in, I think they can take advantage. And like you said, Joe, they're good at home. 12-2 as a home favorite. I wouldn't be scared. And also, I mean, I can't go without mentioning, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Knicks first half. Maybe Rob can let us know Knicks first half over is still a thing. But I like the Knicks in this one.
All right, liking the Knicks, and I believe I'm not mistaken, Rob, you still seeing 106 here, 107? What are we looking at first half total in this game? I'm seeing
106.
106.
Yeah.
Wait till the best bets, guys, when that comes around. All right, let's go. We got featured game number 2, another great game on tap out west, and it's got to be great. Why? Because John Ryan's got an angle with it. That's why. Let's take it out. Here we go. John Ryan, sportsmemo.com, our good friend. He's looking at Portland, Phoenix, as will we. And he says, well, we want to bet over in games priced at 225, which is about the league average, at 225 or more. And if the team is coming off 3 consecutive games posting an elite assist-to-turnover ratio of at least 2.5, and Steve Merrill is trying to short Bitcoin at the same time. Wow, 37-13 against the number. That is 74% last 3 seasons, 15-7-1 against the number, 68% this year alone. That means we are taking the over in the Trailblazers versus the Suns here tonight. Well done, John Ryan. We know Merrill is certainly always trying to short Bitcoin and doggy and everything else, as he says. This game opens up Suns 5.5 here, guys. I am seeing at this particular point pretty much right around the same. The total was 232.5, and I am seeing, let's see what we got for the total right here, 234.5 now. I am seeing 4.5 rather, so it has come down a little bit here, Rob Veno. The total creeping up, I guess that's to be expected. The side, maybe the Blazers getting a little bit of love from the opening. What about you? What's the best way to approach this game tonight?
Yeah, we see some of the leading indicator shops, Joe, pointing toward 4 now. So certainly a lot of Portland money here. You can understand it because they've been red hot lately, right? They're 9-1 in their last 10. We talked a little bit about Portland yesterday, and they went out and they beat Utah. 105-98. It's a back-to-back situation, so I went back and looked at Portland's back-to-back results this season. Nothing really there. 9-7 against the spread, not much to go with. They're 8-7 with 1 push to the total. So side and total, not really a lot to deal with here. They're coming from altitude, which I think is the main situational point. You play in Utah, now you come and play at Phoenix, and they've done this twice this year, but they did it the opposite way. They played at sea level the first game and then went to Denver the second time each time. So I don't know if we can count those results either. I did look at the minutes here from the main guys: Lillard, McCollum, Norman Powell, those three main scorers for this team, all between 37 and 38 minutes last night in what was a close game. That's a lot. Nurkic went 32 and a half, just about. So perhaps there could be some late fatigue out of Portland in this game. I would expect Phoenix would try to wear them down a little bit in this contest. Phoenix has won both of the season games so far, but remember, CJ McCollum wasn't present in either one of those games. So that makes a difference for Portland. So you can see, go back and forth here, making the case for either side in this particular contest. It might be to a point now at 4 where we see some take back with the Phoenix Suns, because Phoenix is off of that loss to Golden State the other night, blew a lead after 3 quarters. They really didn't do a lot wrong in that game. They still found a way to lose it because Andrew Wiggins took over. But like I say, they led by 6. They kept Curry quiet. They employed a defense that they worked on the day off to keep Curry quiet. You may see that against Lillard here tonight. So there's reasons to like the Phoenix side as well. I think John might have hit on the best part with his angle. Total looks to be in play here for sure. Both games they played so far this year, 248 and 232, each without McCollum, as I mentioned. Portland off a bad shooting night last night. The big 3, as far as 3-pointers are concerned, goes 6 for 20. That's going to straighten itself out possibly here tonight. So I would probably look over, Joe. The first half was 119 and a half.
Yeah.
But I think I would like full game a little bit better. So let me take over 235 in the Portland-Phoenix game.
All right, creeping up there. The total is, Skee, listen, Phoenix not able to take advantage anyway of Utah's lost a couple of games in a row. Unfortunately, so has Phoenix here, which puts them in the sights of an interesting first-round battle here, depending on how this works out. But there's still time. What do you think we're going to see from this Phoenix? More defense, less defense tonight? What do you think we're going to get against Portland?
Well, the way they've been playing lately, well, for one, what Rob said, I was not a fan of that defense they played on Steph Curry. At one point, I see 4 guys out there guarding them.
Yeah.
Like, we got to put 4 people on them. Something's wrong. But Phoenix defense has just been really soft as of late. I have them as the second worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games, and they're bottom 5 defending the 3. And against Portland, like coming off that bad night, I think they shoot it a lot better. So I think that angle that John Ryan said, if Tony Finn's not on the show, it goes up to like 80%. So I like the over.
Good point.
And on the side, I probably would. It's tough. Portland's definitely been playing better as of late. I don't think I can get there with the side. I know Phoenix is much better at home. I might lean towards Phoenix, but I would play Lillard over 28.5 points if I'm looking at Portland at all. He scored 30+ 6 straight. 2 of them were on a back-to-back. And I talked about Phoenix struggling to defend the 3. That's a disaster versus Lillard. So Lillard over 28.5 or the full game over is the way I'm looking.
Oh, loving the over. I like it. All right, Tony Mejia, talk to me, my man. 26-9 is what Phoenix is at home this year. Pretty darn good. Is this just what the doctor ordered? Maybe a tired Portland team at home tonight, Phoenix? How are you going to go at it?
No, I don't think Portland's going to be tired, and I'm gonna lean on the teammates tonight. I like Skee's over in Damian Lillard points, and I like the over in this game. I think that this is one of those contests that the Blazers go all out in. Phoenix doesn't really scare you defensively, and they're out Cam Johnson. And being out Cam Johnson might not mean much to the layman, but what it tells me is you're going to see more Dario Saric, and you're probably going to see Frank Kaminsky get rotation minutes, and both those guys are defensive liabilities. So I when you watch the Trailblazers, and you really watch them, you see Damian Lillard, obviously, if he's hitting, they're ridiculous. We saw a 75% first quarter. The CJ McCollum couldn't miss. But what you really see with those 2 guards is what they're able to do with Yusuf Nurkic on pick and rolls and things straight down the paint. And when that team is at its best, Nurkic has it going, and the 2 guards are in concert with him. And then Cantor comes in off the bench, and he's the best offensive rebounder in the business. So, all signs point to an over here. And I don't buy the back-to-back situation, keeping Portland from their goal in this one. So I would take the points. Would have liked it at 4.5. Obviously, if it's 4 now, a little different. But this is a winnable game for the Blazers in a game they need.
I'm looking at how this works out. I mean, if Phoenix does finish second in the West, it looks like Lakers or Warriors in the first round should be very interesting there. They're going to rue the day they kind of didn't have the opportunity to take advantage of Utah faltering here over the last couple of games. But they got at least 1 or 2 more games here to go. So that's going to be a big one here tonight. Portland taking on the Phoenix Suns. That leaves us with 1 game left. And before we get there, I do want to remind you, though, best bets from all 3 of these gentlemen, although not up yet. Just about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe even 4 minutes before tip-off, Rob Veno swears his best bets will be up, locked and loaded, ready to go. I can tell you this, guys, on a Thursday night, now would be the time for you to hop on a 3-day, 7-day, or even 30-day all-access pass here as we get ready for playoffs. Playoffs? Yes, playoffs in the NBA. Now would be the time for you to hop on, get every play, every sport, never have to worry, no matter when they post them, guys. Those 3, 7, and 30-day all-access packages are the way to go. Visit Skee, Tony Mejia, and Rob Veno over at WagerTalk.com today. All right, let's head to our overtime matchup here tonight, which means we should see, I guess, some points here, guys. I'm thinking we're going to see some points here tonight. But let's check it out, because let's see where the line is right now for this Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, it's interesting. We're usually talking about it going over, but at this point, guys, we're looking at a total that's coming back down. Opened up 235.5, 236. I'm looking at 230. So it's funny, Skee. I'll come back to you. Talk to me, man. This is going down. So now, has it gone too far? Is there value in backing the over here tonight to you?
I wouldn't look towards an over. Without Michael Porter Jr. is going to put up a whole lot of points for Denver. They already don't play extremely fast. I just think that they'll be missing a lot of points in this matchup, and not a game that I'll be playing, but I do lean towards the under. Timberwolves' pace definitely scares me, but I think you're missing a lot of points out that Denver lineup, so I'll go under.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon looks like he is a go, but like you said, Michael Porter Jr. out, Monte Morris out, Tony Mejia. What about you, my friend? Is it over or under for you in this spot?
I believe this is my best bet, Joe. So
okay.
I will talk about the side later. As far as this total, yeah, the value's gone. Like you would have had to do the under this morning. Right now, it's over or nothing, and I don't believe the game will go over. So.
All right, so hold on to that, because I know you got some up your sleeve with this game here in the best bet. I love it. But talk to me, Rob Veno. I believe these two, when they met, what are we looking at? Totals of 226, 226 and a half, Rob? Is that what we've got here? So what do you think here of this number, even at 230? Is there an over in play here, or is it just under or not?
Yeah, certainly just from the posted number, Joe, you're right. This is a big raise off of what we've seen the prior 2 times. We saw 226 and a half each time. Then we get up to 235 before the Porter news comes out, and we're down to where we're at now at 230. But, Denver, they've been pretty good offensively and pretty lax defensively in some instances. They've scored 113 points in 8 of their last 10. Sounds like a lot, but you know what? Only 4 of those 8 games went over the number we're looking at tonight, 230. So without Michael Porter Jr., that would certainly lean me toward under. The Wolves, not very good on the defensive end, obviously, but the matchups here, in the backcourt favor Minnesota like crazy, especially without Monte Morris. The other night, real quick here, when Denver played Charlotte, the Charlotte backcourt with Devontae Graham just back, his first game back after a pretty lengthy absence, they outscore this Denver backcourt 57-23. I'm counting Monte Morris's 6 points in that game. They're going to get outscored like crazy by D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Ricky Rubio here. So the backcourt matchup, to me, shows a lot of points for Minnesota. I just don't think there's enough points to get over 230. That's a big hill to climb without MPJ, who has really boosted the Denver offense quite a bit over the course of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm even seeing 229.5 popping up here, guys. So jump on it here. If you are looking to go under, now would be the time to do it. All right, guys, we got our best bet section here now. Of course, the buzzer beater, one of our favorite parts of the show, and it's pretty simple. We throw 60 seconds on a clock, give these guys the opportunity to do whatever the hell they want with those 60 seconds, as long as they drop a best bet in there. So we are going to Skee, who is running point right now, just crossed over mid-court. He's dribbling. He's got 60 seconds on the clock. He's going to take a few shots at either Mejia, even Merrill, who's not here, maybe even Teddy Covers. He's not here. So there's a lot that Skee can do here. Where are you going? 60 seconds, Skee. Talk to us. And he muted himself. Look at that. You mutant son of a bitch.
My bad. No shots today. I will say I have 60 seconds to say whatever I want. I'm excited mostly because WNBA is going to start tomorrow. Ooh. I know everybody doesn't love it, but it's great for me. We talk about this season in NBA, how a lot of people don't care. We don't know who's playing, et cetera, et cetera. Won't be any of that stuff in the WNBA. Not a lot of roster spots. Everybody's going to bring it every single night. So I'm looking forward to WNBA starting tomorrow. For my best bet, I don't need a whole lot of time because I already talked about it. I'm going to go right back to that Portland and Phoenix game where I expect a lot of points, and I'm going to just rock with the player prop. I'm rocking with Lillard. He's been balling. He tied the franchise record for most games with 30 points straight. I think he breaks it tonight with his 7th in a row. So Lillard over 28.5 points versus Phoenix.
Let's do the over. Portland, Phoenix here tonight for Skee. Lillard going over as well. Love it. All right, that means Tony Mejia, you are up, my friend. 60 seconds. Promote away. Talk to us, man. Where are you going here tonight?
Well, I'm doing well in baseball, and I'm doing well in FCS football. 6-1 in these playoffs. That's not ridiculous. I know Rob Veno is the FCS football guru, so he can attest to what that's done. But obviously, we got that Sam Houston State comeback, which we didn't see coming. But that was great. NBA tonight is what it is. Like we have a really nice card with teams that need to win, playing and in favorite spots. And you know who needs to win? The Denver Nuggets. And you know why they're a 2.5-point favorite and 2 in some spots right now against the Minnesota Timberwolves? Because they're going to lose. And that's it's not even a contrarian play because everybody's on the T-Wolves. This is a natural letdown spot for Denver. They're hindered. They don't have Michael Porter Jr. Minnesota's been playing fantastic basketball. My free play, and it'll be a client play too, is the T-Wolves taking the points.
All right, there we go. I love that. Favorites got to win. Buzz his ass. Well, you made it to 00, Robert. Let's go. Don't be afraid. You can do it.
Never.
You can do it. Hit it. Hit the damn buzz. I think we lost Robert. I think we just, it was it. I think he quit right on the spot. He just started. Now he's done. He can't get off the screen. He doesn't know where to go. Oh, no. Let's go, Rob Veno. No, now you're figuring out. Now you figure it out, Robert. Way to go. Damn it. What for? Now he's bitching and moaning about a delay. I don't buy it. Rob Veno, it turns out you can go more than you want because he ain't going to figure out how to use the buzzer anyway. So go ahead, Rob Veno. 60 seconds, my man. Talk to us. Where are you going tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Philly-Miami game, Joe. I like that game over 216.5. Miami, again, I guess we've used this phrase for a lot of different things this season, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's right.
There you go.
116 points a game plus in their last 7 for the Miami Heat. They've been incredible offensively right now. Everything coming together for them. Again, without Embiid and possibly without Matisse Thybulle, 2 of the biggest defensive parts of the Philly defense gone in this game. You know, the games that Miami scored that 116 plus, I know the opposition has not been that great, but there hasn't been a game total land less than 227 in any of those. That's 11 points more than what we're looking at here. I expect Philly to bounce back offensively. That first game out the other night without Embiid, it looked like they missed Joel Embiid, but they've had a game to look at it now without him. I think they shoot much better. I think this game goes over 216.5.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Very good. Outstanding, Rob. I knew you'd get there sooner or later. Very good, Rob Veno. All right, guys. Best bets across the board. Let us take a look, though. One more best bet, courtesy of our friends at the Gold Sheet, the play of the day. Oh, this handwriting looks very familiar. Looks like might be Tony Mejia handwriting here, but we're talking Magic. No Tony Mejia handwriting. Absolutely not. Magic Hawks over 221 here tonight. And I'm seeing still a lot of 221s, even 221 and a halves in the marketplace. Either way, our friends at the Gold Sheet love the over tonight in that matchup. And don't forget, of course, the full write-ups, guys, on all the Gold Sheet plays of the day that show up here on the show. You can get them in their entirety, read up on them, and always some great information in those write-ups. Just head over to Twitter and make sure that you are following us at WagerTalk. All right, guys, a recap of the best bets. We got Skee going Lillard. Just give me the points, man. Lillard over 28.5. Likes the over in that game as well. Tony Mejia likes the Timberwolves. Take the 2.5 points at home against Denver. Mr. Veno says the Heat alone can drop a whole bunch of points in this game against a Embiid-less 76er squad. The over 216.5. The Gold Sheet go to the over 221 in the Magic Hawks and the 76ers Heat. Also our contrarian game there with the 76ers getting 2.5, 3 points now on the road at the AAA with Miami. And our good friend John Ryan, his angle of the day says Steve Merrill is shorting Bitcoin. That is exactly what he is doing. Head the over on the Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns game. All right, guys, that does it. Do not forget, best bets will be locked in and loaded if you're watching live. If not, chances are the best bets are already at WagerTalk.com for these three gentlemen. Head over to Skee's page, Tony Mejia, as well as Rob Veno. Take a look, guys, at those 3, 7, and 30-day all-access passes. That is the way to go. Get every play, every sport from these gentlemen. Real simple. You don't ever have to worry about when they get posted. You get notified. So head over to their pages at WagerTalk.com. Make sure that you hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow. Skee might even have a little WNBA knowledge for you here since they get ready to open up. So you're going to have to tune in to figure out which way he is going. And on behalf of Skee, Tony Mejia, and Rob Veno, guys, best of luck with your plays tonight. Make sure, no matter what you do, come back and join us again tomorrow. Why? Because we get to do it all over again. Robert, if you are still alive and you haven't quit, hit the damn buzzer. Let us know that you're breathing and that you're okay. He's all right. He'll be back tomorrow, guys. Best of luck. We'll see you then.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com. All daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including $40 5% best bets. As an added bonus, all new users will receive $25 in